Hi everyone, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to be talking about functional planning. I usually get a lot of questions about the highly decorative part of my spreads and how I can use the spreads that I make to really plan. For me, they're functional and decorative, but I know some people like to just be purely functional, like they don't need all the decorative aspects. Maybe a couple things here and there, but it doesn't need to be highly decorative. So I'm gonna go over some functional ways to plan, which will still look really pretty, really nice, colorful, and all of that. But yeah, just not a lot of decoration. So for me, when it comes to functional stickers, I love to use boxes, checklists, and bullet points in my spreads. So if you really want to just be super functional in these, and if you have this layout right here, one great way is to use this planner and break these up into sections. Sometimes you could just do like a checklist going all the way across for each day, because there's always something to check off each day. You could use the middle section for some important things, or if you have like appointments or different things like that that you want to highlight, you could do that in the center. And then you could have another section for like some people like to break it up morning, afternoon, and night. You could do that as well. Usually when I plan in this layout, I don't really pay attention to these horizontal lines. Honestly, not even the vertical ones too, because I like to off-center things all the time. But in this one, you could totally just fall within these little sections and plan that way. Sometimes visually, like when I first started planning, that's how I used to use my planner, where I would just like focus on each section and keep those plans in those columns. So let's get some checklists, just so that way I can show a very functional spread. So one way that you could do this is you could keep all of your checklists in one section. That's always a nice way to do it. You could do it on the tops, you can do them in the middle, you can do them at the end, you could change them up each week, so that way it's not like super repetitive in your planners all the time. But you could kind of go all the way across with checklists, and then you'd be good for the week on like all the things that you need to check off. Another way that you can use checklists, which is what I prefer to do when I do use them in my planner, is to scatter them around a little bit. So instead of having them like all the way across, you can scatter them throughout the spread. So sometimes I like to put one there, and then if I put one here, then I'll either put one here, sorry, I'm like upside down, but I'll put one on the bottom, or I'll put one on the top. So I'll put one on the bottom over here, like this, and then this next one I'll put on the top over here, and then you kind of go like the next one you could put here or here. Actually don't have another, let me find another little checklist so I can finish it off. Let's see. Oh, no more checklists. Okay, so if I had another checklist in this book, I would totally put it probably here in this spot. Okay, so that's one way to add a lot of function around your spread. Each day would have a checklist, and these checklists are nice because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little dots that you can check off for the day. I feel like that's a lot of space for me for plans. So very functional sticker on each single day. Now, when it comes to like important things that I want to emphasize, I always put them in a box. So that's like birthdays, or if I have like an appointment, or if I'm going somewhere, I like to put that in its own like special little box. So I'm not going to have boxes everywhere unless I'm doing something every single day. I'm just going to put them on the coordinating days, like where they go. So go into the book, find some boxes. Let's see if there are boxes in here. Oh, this is another nice one. This is important. But usually I like to use like a little single box like this. So I'll put this one right here. And let's say I have something planned for Sunday. You could put this on a day that doesn't have a checklist. Like that. And then I usually don't like that little notch. This notch is for a monthly spread, so that way you can see the date. But I like using them in my vertical layout. So usually I'll just find like a sticker that I can cover that notch up with, so it's not as obvious that there's a notch there. So this one kind of works because it's like the same kind of color. So you can layer that there, and then you got like all the space. I can write you know, going out to dinner with the family. You could write that in there, whatever event you have going on that day. If you have another one, let's say there's something going on a Thursday, you could stick that one up there as well. And then I would cover up this little notch. We'll use like a different color just to make it a little bit more fun. Get some color on the spread. And then you have another like event type box, like an important one that you want to focus on. I like putting those on the spread too. Now on this side, you could just do, like if you have, I like scattering them again, like I said. If you have this one that's more like streamlined with checklists on the top, and then you can do in the middle, you can do like the important things that are going on. Let's say Monday, there's something important happening, but that's the only day, like that. So there isn't anything happening on Tuesday and Wednesday. I would take these spots and I would, since I don't have anything, I would use those as like a decorative spot that I can add something like a quote or that kind of sticker there. All right, so I'm gonna grab like a double, usually like I like to add some kind of quote. So I have these quotes right here. These are always fun to add, and sometimes they have like little pictures on them that are cute, but I like just having quotes around this spread. So this one's nice. It says nothing, oh, this one would be good for Friday, because it says nothing screws up your Friday like realizing it's only Tuesday. Oh, that's actually perfect. I thought this was Friday, but this is a Tuesday sticker, so you could totally stick this here. I don't think I've ever read that one. And then since there's nothing going on there, then you have like a fun little quote to look at for that day. That's always like one way that I like to use these stickers. And then you can even use some of these like smaller ones. These are always nice. And stick, you don't have plans here, but you want to put like a fun sticker here. Just put one here. Okay, so then you still have space here if you need to write something, which is nice. So it's not taking up the whole box, but then you do get like a fun little quote on the page too. The thing I like to add to my spreads is our bullet points. So I don't know if there are bullet points in this book. Let me see, because I've been pulling it. Oh, actually, okay. So I like to use, like, these would be good to use as bullet points. They would be good if they were paper, sorry. They're clear, so I wouldn't suggest using them unless you have like a permanent type of marker. For me, I never use those in my planner, so they're not like the best to check off, and I like to check things off. But I do have these little like page flags that I like to sometimes use as a bullet point, because I don't think this book has any bullet points. So I'm just gonna use these on this spread. And then like this last section, you could just do a little bullet point section here for more places to write. Sometimes people like to put like their night schedule on the bottom. They like to break it up like morning, afternoon, night. This one's broken up like checklist, important, and then you could do whatever category you want to track over here. But you could just add in, just to make it even more functional, more of these little page flags here. Sometimes it could be like the top 2 things of the day, or you could do like a self-care, oh my gosh, self-care type of section here as well. So you kind of get the idea, just like putting down a couple of bullet point type stickers here. And then on this side, I would do more of like a scattered version. So they would go here on the bottom, and then I would put some on this one. I would put it here and just scatter these around where I didn't put any other sticker. Okay, I like more that look. I feel like for me, it's more visually interesting, but I totally get this because this is how I used to plan, and it is nice too to have everything like in sections to work on for the week. Now, I'm like, even though this is very, very functional, I do still like to add in those like decorative elements. One thing that I like is adding in quotes. Those are always like some of my favorite things, especially if it's like a long type quote. Let's see if I got some of those in here, because I don't know if I do. Okay, I guess not. I don't have any of those in here. But I do have, actually, here you go. Here's one. So this one says crushing it. These are always nice to add because they don't take up a lot of room, but it's just a nice little like decorative kind of sticker here. This one says hustle and grow. So I just like to stick those around the spread. It doesn't take up too much room, but it still keeps it pretty functional. There's still a lot of space. So when it comes to like, you know, not taking up too much room, I like to go with at least like 2 lines worth of wording, more of a horizontal type of sticker versus like these really tall ones that'll take up like a whole section right here. I try to avoid those if I'm trying to maximize my space. So I would go with more of like these short, like longer ones. Now, there are some stickers that they look decorative, but they're actual functional. I love these type of stickers because they're super cute. They're fun. I love the little speech bubbles, but they're decorative, or they're kind of decorative and they're functional. So this is something that I would stick like on a corner, and you can use that either for Thursday or you can use it for Friday. It's just a fun little element that you can add onto this spread. You can add one over here. If you want a little spot to write for Wednesday instead of doing like another box just to change it up, that's always a nice idea. And of course, there's lots of functional boxes like these. I like when they have little headers already on them because I like to have like a little header on my boxes if I can find one. So this one says top 3, there's focus. So that really like draws your eyes to like important things that are going on during the week for you to remember to do. So those are always nice. I love like making my sidebar very functional. So I totally would use one of these long stickers like this. I always put one on my sidebar because it's just a good place to write in things, like jot things down that you want to do for the week, but you haven't decided yet where you're going to do them. So this is always great to have here. Usually I'll put like another decorative sticker up here, but you have a couple options. You could, you know, leave this with a decorative quote sticker, or you could just make this completely functional, which is what I'll do in this video. So there's these little headers. So I would just take a header. I would put this week up here, since we're trying to be very functional in this spread. And then just take some, let's see, I got these little stars. So these would be cute to add here. You can do like the top 3 things of the week that you want to focus on. Like for instance, for me, one of the important things that I wanted to get done this week was turning in my jury duty notice. So I made sure to get that done. That's something that I added on my sidebar, because it's something I didn't want to forget to do. Sometimes, you know, things get a little bit lost in your spread, but here I try to put like the most important things to do, because I feel like I do pay attention to my sidebar a little bit more than the rest of the spread, even though I am checking things off. But this really helps me to focus my attention onto some really important things that are going on this week, versus like within my spread I'm putting like, you know, take out the trash, which is important, but not as important as like returning my jury duty summons, you know, things like that. So it's looking like very, very functional. There's lots of different ways to use these stickers, which is really, really nice. I also have like more of these kind of stickers. I love using double boxes. For me on the weekends, I like to have plans. Like I like to use these double boxes because I have plans on the weekends to get things done, but usually it doesn't matter to me if it's on Saturday or Sunday, as long as it gets done during the weekend. So I usually like to put a a double box type of sticker over here, and then I'll just jot down a bunch of different things that I want to get done for the weekend, and then during the weekend I'll just check them off. It doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday, as long as it gets checked off over here. So for me, double boxes are awesome for a busy weekend or just a weekend in general. So that's usually when I have time to get things done. If you don't have like a Monday through Friday like work schedule, and instead you have like 2 days that you want to get things done, whether that's like Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, then you just put it on the appropriate dates. That way, you know, you can get all those lovely plans, all those lovely errands and all those things done. But it doesn't have to be like on a specific date. That's why I like using these boxes. Because if I don't do it on Saturday, then I could just do it Sunday, which I like. So yeah, those are, I feel like, I mean, it looks pretty functional to me. It's not highly decorative, but it is a very functional spread. So I just wanted to show an example of this type of spread, because they do come in handy for very, very busy. For me, this is too much. Like, I don't need this much stuff to check off for the day, because for the most of the day I'm at work and I don't use this planner at work. So I don't have that many things I jot down, and also I have a lot of other planners. So if you're like a one planner person, this is definitely like, I feel like a good amount of space to get everything done. But again, you have to just know how you like to plan and what works for you. And I just wanted to showcase like a very functional type of spread that it's possible to make one, and it looks really cute, and it's it's fun to write in and get your plans done. So hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all in the next one.